Carrie, let's check if it's enough.
Show up. Today? English gun?
Where's the priest? Doesn't the priest have to do something?
We outside. Yeah.
Does he do anything outside? Doesn't he do one prayer? Should I go say the priest has to do something outside before we go in?
No, nothing.
Nothing. So we can go in.
Yeah. When there is,
Let's go in, guys. Yeah, yeah.
Right? Michael, use the trolley.
We reading or carrying?
It's raining on you. So guys, let's grab up the box. Grab on the side. Slowly do that. Pick up slowly. Slowly over. Turn the back around. You walk in front, might come out to the side. No. You go in the back.
Go on.
You come forward. Yeah, we'll do it all the way. Right, let's we go. Ramanam. 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 Turn slowly. Ramanam. 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 General, speak up. Benefit and walk forward. You pass over here. Right? We have two guys standing in the back. Hold this one as much as you can. Right, sir. Thank you. How many dollars you got? 3.
Give each of my messages.
Yeah, 1 inch. Right, come in. Up to the garden. This one below that. Last one. Last one will right. Go down. Right? Still sitting sunny. Can you take a seat for a few minutes? Family members, when you're coming through to view, please do not remove your shoes. Remember, Thursday Tony does conduct COVID funeral. For your own safety, I'd ask you to keep your shoes on. When you're coming to meet the family, rather than hold on to the family or hug the family, put your hands respectfully and prepare yourself to the family. I'll usually keep at the back of the hall if anyone does require. In the event of an emergency, we've got 2 exits on either side, plus the main door. Our assembly point is across to the car park in the event of an emergency. Your all can start, offering your stand over the pedals. Don't forget it.
she's always like, it's not tough. She's like normal sometimes. She's really
ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो। राह में आए जो दीन दुखी, राह में आए जो दीन दुखी, सबके गले से लगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो। जिस तरह कोई गंगा बहाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जलाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो। पंख भाषा छूटी, ममता रूठी, छूट गया रे किनारा, आशा टूटी, ममता रूठी, छूट गया रे किनारा। बंद करो मत द्वार दया का, दे दो मुझको सहारा। दीप दया दे, विश्व को भी अमृत कर दे। तुम चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे, विश्व को भी अमृत कर दे। पूर्ण कर दे इसकी आशा, पूर्ण कर दे इसकी आशा। जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे, जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे। जय 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 कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे, जय कृष्ण हरे। दुखियों के दुख दूर करे, जय 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 कृष्ण हरे। तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो साथी, तुम्ही सहारे। कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे, तुम्ही हो साथी, तुम्ही सहारे। कोई न अपना सिवा तुम्हारे। तुम्ही हो नैया, तुम्ही की भैया, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो नैया, तुम्ही का भैया, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो। जो गिर सके ना वो फूल हम हैं, तुम्हारे चरणों की धूल हम हैं। जो गिर सके ना वो फूल हम हैं, तुम्हारे चरणों की धूल हम हैं। दया की दृष्टि सदा ही रखना, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो। दया की दृष्टि सदा ही रखना, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो माता पिता, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही हो बंधु सखा, तुम्ही अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहते हैं भगवान गाते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान गाते नहीं पैर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं पैर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचे नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचे नहीं गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं गोपियों की तरह तुम नचाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभम् विनती सुनो सबकी कल्याण करो जग का तुम विनती सुनो सबकी कल्याण करो जग का सब राह दिखा करके उद्धार करो दुर्गा
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. To this very sad occasion where we've come to pay our last respects to my aunt, my mummy Kaki, Mrs. Savithri Bolasing. We are all indeed very saddened at her loss as the matriarch of our family, which has left a massive void for all of us, and I know for all of you also. My Kaki, up until the end, was a very happy, healthy, 81 years young person. And as fate would have it, she took ill over the past few weeks with an illness that was obviously there and we did not know about. And she fell ill during what was meant to be a routine checkup at the hospital, after which our lives changed forever. From the outpouring of love, the well wishes, positive vibes, and the daily prayer meetings on Zoom, which the family attended diligently every day, to the numerous messages that we received of condolences over the past few days, we know that she was much loved and respected by everyone who had the privilege of knowing her, being impacted by her, having spent their time with her, and whose lives she has touched over her 81 years with her. Inasmuch as my Kaki became sick towards the end, it is a shock to us, and I guess it's a shock to everyone here, because it happened so quickly. And also so quickly after my Kaka's passing in April this year. My Kaki and Kaka were married for 58 years before he was called in April this year. And we didn't expect that, 6 months later we'd have to come to mourn her passing, only 6 months after my Kaka. But that being said, there's always this old wives' tale that when a couple have been married for so long, for 58 years, the one departs very soon after the other. I thought that it was a myth, and maybe it is, but certainly this time around, it's played itself out. After my Kaka's death in April this year, my Kaki moved to Johannesburg to spend more time with Avanti and the rest of the kids. And she was very happy. I think her biggest wish towards the end, and I spoke to her about this on a regular basis, was making sure that we had completed the 6-month ceremony. And I remember while she was in hospital, she said, and I assured her that out the ceremony from Durban and do it in Johannesburg, purely because she was in hospital, but we managed to do that as well, and we fulfilled the wishes. In as much as it's a shock, I think it's important for us to understand that she was ill. And as I said, she had a serious condition towards the end. But she had the best doctors, the best facilities, and the love and support of the entire family on a daily basis as she was in hospital. And we're very grateful for that. My Kaki was a proud mother to Raveen, Rinesh, Akash, and Avanti, and her daughters in both, Nisha, Natasha, and Nisha. She was a doting grandmother to Minav, Adya, Karanbeko, Sonali, and Ariana. And over and above that, she was a mother to me, including myself. And as I said, I called her Mami Kaki all my life. She was also a grandmother, a god-grandmother to many animal children who were also in South Africa, including Sophie, Max, and Lily in Johannesburg, who miss her very much. As a mother and a grandmother to numerous other children, she always had an impact on everyone's lives. As I said, she was a second mother to me. As a very late-born child to my parents, my papi also assumed the role of taking care of the wayward child that I was, and I think she was quite successful with that. And we will miss her very, very much. My papi was very special to me. We shared a very special bond, and even up to the last day where she was still corpus mentis and able to talk, we had very, long and insightful conversations, and we would definitely miss that very, very much. Although we are saddened by my papi's death, especially as it's come as a shock to us, we need to also find the positivity in her life. My papi was 81 years old. She's enjoyed a very long and fruitful, fulfilling life. In fact, a month before she passed, she had spent a month in Canada with her grandkids and had come back. And it's amazing how you look back at all of these things and you realize that everything happens for a reason, and everything falls into place because of whatever else is going to happen. Whatever happens is preordained. And the ultimate culmination of her illness to where we find her now was God's work. My auntie was a very special person also, because she was one of the very few 81-year-olds who was so sharp and with it, and an avid reader. I spent some time in her room in Johannesburg a couple of days ago, and the one thing that stands out to you is all the books. Even in hospital, when she was still okay, we had to take books for her to read, and she read at least one book a week. And that's not something that you'd find very often. And we will also miss that about her. And we've got this wealth of books that we now also have to read at some point, because it all has. It's a legacy that she actually leaves. I want to say that my papi lived a full life. We can't doubt that. She watched the kids grow up. She put them through university, watched them become professionals, watched them get married, have families of their own. And that's exactly what life is all about as a mother. So she's made full circle of everything that she desired to do when she came on this earth. So we must cherish that, and we must be grateful that she had a chance to do all of these things and to experience all of these wonderful spin-offs in her life. And of course, death is a cycle of life. And we watched her deteriorate over the last month, from being fine in hospital, going in for routine checkups, having conversations with her, until the one day when Vanti says to me, "You need to go to the hospital," because she called me. She always had a phone with her, but she's not talking properly. And this is when the illness started to basically present itself and started affecting her. And I guess this too is a cycle of life. This is the way you had to play out. And she had to be in hospital for those 29 days, obviously with the support and love of the family, until her passing. And we're grateful that we are able to bring her body back home, that everyone is able to pay their last respects to her, to tell her how much she's impacted their lives, and send her on her way so that she can take the next journey or the next step in her journey. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to find the spin-offs in everything. And I think as I see my papi lying there, I know that she's now with my papa. She's with all our departed family and friends who I guess, are all there to guide her through the next part of the journey. I don't want to say too much more, because we've got quite a number of speakers. We've got messages from the grandkids in Canada and here, and we've got a few other speakers. So without further ado, I'm going to call up Suraj. You're coming through to say a few words. Suraj, as you know, is my papi's only son-in-law, or as she put it, son. She had far more time for him, I think, than people. And he shared a very, very special bond with my company, and he's going to say a few words. Thank you.
Namaste, family and friends. Nani, Dadi, Osi, Kaki, Mummy, Ben, Auntie. These were the names that Savithri Bolasing was affectionately known as. Words cannot express the loss of a mother. To sum a person's life up in a few words, a few minutes, cannot be justified, especially for someone like Auntie Shani. But not to say anything would be worse. Auntie Shani was a devout wife to Uncle Baru for more than 55 years. A true testament to the phrase, until death do us part. It's only been 6 months since Uncle Baru has passed on. Whilst she loved her children abundantly, I know she loved her grandchildren even more. She always maintained that she had 10 children, all of Raveen, Minesh, Akash, Vicky, and Avanti, and their spouses, Mary, Dash, Anisha, Kerry, and myself. Her grandchildren absolutely adored her. Minav, Adi, Pari, Mehul, Sonali, Ari, and the feelings were reciprocal. She included her children's dogs as part of her grandkids, so Cleo, Max, Gudu Gudu, Lily, Lola, and Charlie were all dearly loved. In fact, Lily slept with her every night, almost every night. She did not have any favorites, and even if she did, she would not say it. Auntie Shani never had a bad thing to say about anyone. She embraced the motto, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say anything. She saw the best and the worst of us, and always knew a lot more than she let on. She never compromised her principles and was always devoutly religious. She never gave up any of her fasting days, nor did she give up any of her non-fasting days. Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays were fasting days, but on a Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday, if you did not have eggs and fish, then you were in trouble. We dare not forget, after the first chastising, not many could make her tea. She always was very particular about the process and the method, and I was one of the few that could make it well. One of our last outings together was the exclusives. She would sit and read for hours on end. She loved her crime and thriller novels. She often joked with me that if I needed to kill someone, she had 101 ways for me not to get hurt. Auntie Shani grew up in Dundee and was the youngest of one of 5 sisters and 1 brother. She had charm, grace, wit, and most importantly intelligence, to name but a few of her great characteristics. I recently learned that she was a kindergarten teacher before getting married and moving to Stanger. One regret she told me once was that she wanted to be a nurse. But she's more than emulated that regret with her 2 sons, Ravi and Nish, and their spouses, Mary and Dash, who are all doctors. She was particularly fond of Akash and Avanti, who were the babies in the family. We met in 1994 when she moved to Durban, and from the very first day, she accepted me as her son, and I did her as my mother. We, the in-laws, loved her like our own mother. Auntie Shani and Uncle Baru spent the last few years in Johannesburg with their children and grandchildren. She was a creature of her habit. When she woke up every morning, she lit the lamp, offered a lot of gel, had her breakfast, took her meds, sat in the sun reading, had lunch, walked and played with the dogs, took a siesta, watched her Bollywood movies and series, had dinner, chatted for a while before I got back from work, sleep and repeat. The Kandasamis, her favorite character, was the old lady Aya, waterfall, cheese toast for breakfast, dal roti with tea, a collection of aprons from places we visited around the world, special fried eggs, huda and movies. As per our meds that we shared, and a whole host of others are all fond memories we take with us. I I've never seen her more happy than our last trip to Canada a couple of months ago. We stayed with Minesh and Dash, and she's enjoyed leisurely time with most of the kids and grandkids all together. Whilst we miss you and love you dearly here on earth, we know that you are happily spending eternity with Uncle Prabhu and showering us down with your blessings. Because you're so religious, there's a little quote from the Bhagavad Gita there. Death is as sure for that which is born, as birth is for that which is dead. Therefore grieve not for what is inevitable. Rest in peace, Mummy, and a safe spiritual journey to the higher realms of our existence. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suraj. You know, as you recount the stories of fasting and fasting days and non-fasting days, I always think of the attempts that I made with Derikata to try and get him to have a bit of meat on some of the fasting days that she considered very, very important to her. And you know, being a child of Kali Yuga myself, I'm quite partial to moving things around to kind of accommodate. And I always say to him, you're 80-something years old now. I know it's a Monday, but you can have, you know, whatever. And he was also quite pliable like I am. So he kind of buy into it. And just one look from her, everything would change again. It was like, you know, like the child back in his seat. So she was, in as much as she was a very kind-hearted, loving, quiet, calm person who had nothing bad to say about anyone, she was also a bit of a Hitler when it came to fasting and following all the rules. And I guess this, you know, has held a good steady portfolio and good steady moving forward. So I'd now like to call Apash to okay, so I'd like to call Avanti to the stage, and she'd like to share a few words from the kids.
Namaste everyone. Mommy spent her last, the whole of August in Canada with 5 of her grandchildren, and all of them desperately wanted to be here, but they were all in the middle of exams. We took a decision that the children would watch virtually, but an extremely difficult time for her grandkids who she was very close to. I've been sent speeches by all of them. I'll just do them by age. So her eldest grandchildren were a grandchild is Minav, and I'm just going to read verbatim from what he sent us. To our beloved Nani, although I am not there today physically, Nani, know that I love you more than life itself. You weren't just my family. You were my friend, my confidant, and a source of unending support, and I will miss you every single day. You are a source of countless heartfelt conversations, shared secrets, and mountains of laughter and solace underscore the deep friendship to all. I love you, Nani. And it's really sad because when we left Canada, Mommy had made a pledge to me now that it's all going to be okay. She was going to fly back in 2025 to be there with him when he graduated. He would have been the first child to graduate. So that's going to be a big void for us when that happens. I'm then going to read from Adi. Adi and my mom were especially close because when Dad passed away, Adi was waiting to leave to get to university, and she had some time because she was starting in the summer in Canada. And she and Mommy slept together in the same room every night. She was home, so every day it was taking driving Nani to exclusive books. I have a little tracker we have a tracker on our family group where we're just able to say where we all are. And I just check up during the day, and Nani and Adi are in Hyde Park reading, or they're in Santa City having a lunch, or at Woolworths having a cappuccino. So I'm glad that she got to spend all of that time with her Nani, and Adi's written something for Mommy. Nani, grief is said to be love with no place to go. Nani, since Saturday morning, I have had love etched in my heart, all of the love that was meant for you. It is the most difficult thing not to give this speech myself in person, but I know that you know how much I loved you, and I know you are still with me despite the distance. I know if I need you, how easy it would be to find you still. In the mystery section of a bookstore, sitting on the couch in a beam of sunlight, or at the breakfast table on any given Wednesday, Saturday, or Sunday, eating eggs and fish fingers with Max and Lily begging for a bite. Max and Lily are my dogs, and if I made Mommy an egg and 2 fish fingers, half of that went to the dogs. Your infectious humor, your witty remarks, and playful banter will echo at family gatherings, which will never be the same for any of us again without you. I am so proud to have called you grandmother and Nani. I am even more grateful to have been loved by you. Spending so much time with you is one of my greatest blessings this year, and I know I am a better person because of you. Lastly, I want you to know that if my love for you alone could have saved you, you would have lived forever. I love you eternally, and I hope that your soul rests in peace. You will always be part of my heart and my home. I have now something from Pari, and Pari is written on behalf of Pari, Mehul, and Sonali, who are my 2 nieces and nephews in Canada, and the children of my brother Minesh. We were very privileged that Mommy got to spend a good 2 solid weeks with the children in Canada. It was such a blessing. She actually, she didn't want to come back home. She wanted to stay with Dash and the children in Canada. Dadi, we are so very, very sad to say goodbye to you. We will always treasure our fond memories of visiting you in South Africa and spending time now with you in Canada. We wish we could be there with our family and the rest of the Bolasing family during the time. We are so lucky to have had such a wonderful Dadi. May her soul rest in peace and love. From Pari, Mehul, and Sonali. And then lastly, from the baby, Ariana, who is the daughter of Minesh of Rabin and Mary. In fact, Mommy spent her last 2 days before going into the hospital with Ariana, watching the Kandasamis and reading. And that morning, Paya had taken her to the hospital for her checkup. So her last 2 days were with Ari and Mary and Paya. Dear Dadi, I love you so very much. I grew up in your home and I learned to crawl on your carpet. We were going to watch the latest Kandasamy movie together, and now I will watch it and it will always remind me of you. You will always remain in my heart. Love, from Ariana. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Those were the tributes from the 6 grandchildren. I appreciate your time. Namaste.
Thank you, kids, for those heartfelt messages. It always tugs at my heartstrings when grandchildren say all these visual words for their grandmother, and we know that she had a massive impact on all the kids, and we know that we miss her very much as well. I think that Bash to go to the back to sort out some prayer items, so I don't think he's going to say a few words generally as we had planned. What I do want to say before I hand over to Panditji to finance. So you of Akash in prison, maybe also wants to say a few words. Nisha, as you know, is wife to Ravi, and my partner spent the last 2 days at her house before he went to the hospital.
Namaste. I'd like to speak a few words on behalf of the family about Auntie as a mother-in-law. And I'd like to say that Auntie really was like no other mother-in-law in the whole world. Venetia and I have never had a harsh word in our entire lives since we entered the family. And I think that that is a tribute beyond any other. Auntie was the kindest soul. And sometimes the joke in the family was that Venetia and I had it better than Avanti. And we were the favorites rather than her. But Auntie was so good and kind and sweet and really to everybody, but especially to her daughter-in-laws. And as we sit here with this heavy heart amongst all of us, and we reflect on this journey that Auntie is going on, we give thanks and gratitude to this wonderful embodiment of being a wife and being a mother that she imparted to us. And we say thank you for being this example, and we will try our very best to live up to the expectations. And thank you, Auntie, always for the love and support unconditionally that you have given us in your lives. And I know that all of you have felt exactly the same thing, and this is why you are all here today. So with gratitude, Auntie, we let you go to Uncle, because we know that he is waiting for you. Thanks.
Thank you very much for those warm words. I see Akash is back. I think Akash will say a few words as well. So, go back to the stage.
Thanks, Ricky. First of all, thank you for everyone for joining us today here and at the house as well, earlier, and Johannesburg earlier this week as well. I never thought this day would arrive this way. My mom's passing was a total surprise. She was healthy, and as was said before, for most of her 81 years, hardly having spent any time sick or in hospital. She was very determined and diligent, as you have heard, looking after herself very well, meticulous about taking her medication for conditions that she did have, managed with her sicknesses very well until a month ago. As Suraj said as well, she was also very disciplined about her prayers and fasting, and we had to follow suit as well, even when we didn't know why we had to fast. My mom lived most of her life in Durban, but moved up to Johannesburg earlier this year. I know how fond she was of all the friends and family in Durban. She spoke about you very often, recounting a number of humorous stories. On the last night that she was able to speak, when I was with her very late at night, she even spoke about family and friends and wanted me to make sure that people knew that she was in hospital. She asked me to reply to messages on her phone as well. She had a passive-aggressive side for what was important to her, like her medication and prayers. very funny and loving with those close to her. Even people that she met for the first time, chatted quite a lot when she moved up to Johannesburg. As Suraj mentioned, she never had a bad word to say about anyone in front of them, or even when they were not around. Mama had a great life. She traveled a lot, laughed a lot, always surrounded by family and friends. All of us loved our mom very much, and she would leave a huge void and would be difficult to fill for a long time. So goodbye, Mommy. I love you. Have a safe journey.
Thanks very much, Alex. Ladies and gentlemen, when you listen to the kind words, the passionate words of all Mamikaki's kids and the grandchildren, we can only be so grateful that there was so much of love and affection and support in her life, and I'm very grateful for that. And it's not always the case in this day and age. So I force myself not to say this, but I guess I have to say it. I'm so grateful to all the kids, to all the grandkids, to all the family and friends for all the support, all the prayer, sitting every evening from 6 to 7 on the Zoom call, which I put together. We'd have, 40 people, 50 people on the call every evening, giving them hour of their day to say prayer for my kaki, and that's a testament to the person that she is. But in this day and age, this is not the case with a lot of people. In our Indian community, people don't really respect their parents anymore. There's not always love and affection. There's not always support from all the kids. And I want to personally thank Ravi, Dinesh, Akash, Avanti, all the extended family for everything that you have done for my kaki. And I'm very grateful for that. We go to so many different funerals, unfortunately, because this is the way things are. And it seems that most family members only love their own people when they're gone. And it's no use after the person is gone to then say, I have to give my mother a gold coffin. I have to go to the undertaker. She has to have a red carpet for the other people to actually walk on to come and pick and say, or pay respects to them. And the lesson coming out of this is that we need to love and cherish our family and our parents and our old people, because there aren't many around anymore. They don't make them like they used to either. And as the next generation, we'd be very grateful if we get to the ripe old age of 80. If we get to 50 or 55, I think we're very happy these days, certainly with our lifestyles. So I really, really want to say thank you to the family, to the kids, to all the extended family for everything that you've done, for the support that you've given to her, for giving her such a wonderful life, for loving her so much, for respecting her so much. And I only hope that this is what other people also do out there. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to hand over to Panditji, who will now perform the last rites, after which we will take the body into the chamber. Thank you very much.
Namaste to all of you. So friends, I'm going to read from scriptures, the Vedas, the Upanishads, and the these verses in a nutshell, they mean that you and I are birthless and deathless beings. We take on bodies in order to gather experiences which will help us to grow towards this realization that we are birthless and deathless beings. Once that realization has taken place, you can call it God realization, self-realization, moksha. That puts an end to the cycle of birth and death. Understanding it in this way, death then becomes a misnomer. Because really, what you call death is not death of the person that you love or the one that you love. Because we love the Atma, we don't love the body. Therefore, when the Atma leaves the body, then this body then is consigned to Agni, to fire. But the one that we love continues that journey until he emerges in the Supreme Reality. So if you and I want to make our lives meaningful, and that is the only meaningful life, know at all times that you are on a spiritual journey towards self-realization. When you know that about yourself, then you will know that about everybody around you. And then when somebody leaves the body, you know that this being that has left the body is continuing its spiritual journey. So death in that sense, friends, is a misnomer. So let us all pray that Ma will be blessed on this journey of life, and that sooner than later she will merge in the Supreme Reality and put an end to the cycle of birth and death. We'll all pray together as I chant these verses. The first verse I'm chanting is from the Bhagavad Gita. Om Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Dati Pavaka Jainam Kledayantyapo Na Shoshayati Maruta Adideva Purusha Puranas Tvamasya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam Vedasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dhama Tvaya Tatam Vishwam Manantarupa Pasamsi Jirnani Yatha Vihaya Navani Vrinati Naroparani Yatha Sharirani Vihaya Jirnanam Yani Samyati Navani Devi. The next verse I'm going to read is from the Yajurveda. Om Vedam Eka Purusha Mahantamaditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat Tameva Viditva Mrityumeti Nanya Pantha Vidyate Yanaya. And now from the Rig, the oldest known scripture in the universe. Om Suryam Chakshur Gacchatu Atmatma Dhyam Cha Gaccha Pridavim Cha Dharmana Apoma Gacchayati Tatra Vedam Musyatishu Pratishtita Sharireya. And now we read from the Upanishad. Vayuranilam amrita madhyedam bhasman takvam shariram Om kratos mara kritakvam mara kratos mara the mantras I'm not going to chant are very simple, and I'd like all of you to chant with me. Om Asito Ma Sargamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukhabhat Bhavet Om Dhyau Shanti Antarikshagum Shanti Prithvi Shanti Apav Shanti Oshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishvedeva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvagum Shanti Shanti Reva Shanti Sama Shanti Rehi Om Shanti 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 Om. As the casket is being moved into the antechamber, we'll all chant together.
Let's start placing
Om Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
As you place your robe, take a step back to give the next person.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,